Hey, it's Dan Moralez, and this is Homebuyer Radio. This is episode number 65. Hopefully you had an awesome Valentine's Day, because last week when you listened, I reminded you that Valentine's Day was going to be last week, Wednesday. And if you didn't do something nice for that special person in your life, shame on you. Okay, anyways, episode number 65. And this week, what I want to talk about is a problem that I'm seeing more and more often. A lot of times people, when they get ready to go buy a house, the first call they make is to a realtor to start that home search. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in all honesty, you can't buy a house if you don't have money. Okay, you got to have money to be able to buy a house. So your first call really should be to your mortgage loan officer. That means your first call should be to me, okay? And the reason why your first call should be to us, or a mortgage professional, if you will, is because if you don't know what you qualify for, how can you actually go out and look for a house with any confidence, right? You don't know what you qualify for. You don't know what your payments are going to be. You don't know understand completely what the financial picture is going to look like for you in buying a house. I've done a lot of episodes talking about why you should be getting pre-approved and understand your financial picture before you get into the home buying process. So there's a bunch of those that you can check out. This is, the 65th episode. So that means there's 64 other episodes for you to listen to. And there's a lot of information that talks about that. What I want to talk about this week is one of the reasons why you need to do that, okay? I had a client this week who was, they wrote an offer on a house, came in to get their mortgage after they've written the offer on the house and it's been accepted, okay? And these clients, in all honesty, were really good clients. Husband had a fabulous credit history, had paid everything on time, a really high credit score. And the wife, really had an awesome credit history as well, too, had paid everything on time as well, but her credit score was not near as good as her husband's. Her credit score was low enough that it was actually going to impact the terms of the mortgage. Now, and that was all because of one collection account that was reporting on her credit report from 2012. That's like 6 years ago. That's the only thing that was on her credit report that was reporting that was negative, okay? Now, those of us who are in the industry would think, well, there's no way that, this one collection account from 6 years ago would impact her credit score by 60 points. Yes, 60 points. I was actually shocked. I've done this 26 years, and I was shocked that was the case. And in all honesty, there's a way to go through and actually dispute that and likely get it removed from her credit report. And this is especially true because it wasn't legit. It wasn't a legitimate collection. And it ended up being something that, is totally disputable. Well, under federal law, you have the right to dispute erroneous information that's being reported on your credit report. And she's going to do that. Well, hopefully that will happen and it'll get removed from her credit report prior to being able to get our final loan approval and closing, because that 60-point difference in her credit score made a huge difference in the terms that they were able to get. And that can make a huge difference in your terms. So if you don't know, your overall financial picture, and you don't know your credit score, where your credit score, mortgage credit score is, let me preface that, right? Mortgage credit score, because, there's all kinds of credit scores that are out there, Credit Karma and all these other places that will give you a free credit score. It's not the right credit score when it comes to mortgage purposes. And again, there's previous episodes that talk about that stuff as well, too. So go back and listen to them. But I want to make sure that you know that something as little as this little small collection could end up costing you thousands of dollars long-term over your mortgage cost. So before you get too serious about looking for a house, or you're thinking about starting to go buy a house, please, please, please contact us so we can find out where you're at, because oftentimes people are shocked and surprised to find out that there's this erroneous stuff that's being reported on the credit report that they had no clue about. and then we're scrambling to try to fix this in time, before they're closing, hoping that it doesn't end up costing them a bunch of extra money that could have been avoidable had we had a head start in this process. Okay, so it does make sense to make sure you get a mortgage pre-approval, and to get your kind of ducks in a row before you get out there and start looking at houses. My name is Dan Moralez. My NMLS number is 709729. I'm with Northpointe Bank. We are an equal housing lender, and you can reach me at 616-931-4629. You can find me on the web at danmoralez.com. That's DANMORALEZ.com. We do lend in the majority of the 50 states, so if you are looking to buy a house, it doesn't matter where you're at. In most cases, I can help you, and I would love to have the opportunity to help you. Hopefully you found this week's episode helpful. There's a whole lot more to come in the weeks to come. I've got a lot of different kind of recent experiences I've had with clients that I want to be able to pass on to you and help you kind of avoid some of these pitfalls that you're going to run into if you don't heed some of my advice. So again, hey, thanks for listening, and make sure you share the podcast with somebody who is looking to buy a house or just needs some good education when it comes to mortgages. Again, I'm Dan Morales, Northpointe Bank. Thanks for listening.